Economics paper 3, that's economics A level, paper 3, May 2028. Go to the first question.
May 2024.
2024, thank you. I said 2028, fast forward the years, May 2024, yeah, thanks. So we have question one. They said in 2021, Koji Sato, the CEO of Toyota, started the technical economies of scale, were one of the main reasons for the company's success. Which one of the following results from technical economies of scale? So there's economies of scale, right?
Mhm.
There's economies of scale, right? So what's economies of scale first?
Economies of scale is when one firm has the ability to produce products at a lower cost than others.
But what brings about the opportunity? The reason for the opportunity is what economies of scale is about. So what is economies of
Okay,
scale? So
let me say. Economies of scale are cost advantages a firm gains when it increases its size or output. As the firm grows, the average cost per unit falls
okay.
because production becomes more efficient.
Okay. So economies of scale is a cost advantage as a result of expansion. That's economies of scale, okay?
Mhm.
So they said there's technical economies of scale here. And what would result into technical economies of scale? An increase in purchasing economies.
Because of improvement in the production process.
No, what is purchasing economies of scale? Yeah, they said purchasing. What's purchasing economies of scale?
Purchasing economies of scale is, I need to remember.
Purchasing economies of
It's
scale.
yeah, it's like cost saving. It's like cost saving for firms
Bulk buying.
by buying inputs in
Yeah,
larger quantities.
bulk buying, purchasing economies of scale. A decrease in advertising cost is what?
It's
Marketing economies of scale.
okay.
Marketing.
Like okay, I want to explain why it's like
Okay.
it's like a decrease in advertising costs lowers that lowers advertising costs per unit can occur with larger firms, but that is selling or marketing economy,
I just said that already.
not the
No,
technical one.
yeah. So an increase in short run average cost.
Uh, it refers to the cost when at least one input is fixed. Technical economies of scale are about being able to change all inputs and adopt to better technology in the long
So
run.
an increase in short run average cost will bring about what?
Reduce costs overall rather than increase SRAC.
An increase in short run average cost will result into what?
Ah, this economy, no, yeah, this
The
economies of
economies of
scale. Yeah.
scale, yeah. So a decrease in long run average cost will bring it's through technical economies of scale. Why? Because it involves the long run and its equipment, which brings about efficiency.
Mm.
Efficiency, the long run. So question one is D, technical economies of scale, right? Yeah. So what is managerial economies of scale? Managerial economies of scale. It's not here, but I'm asking. Managerial economies of scale.
Um,
The ability of a firm to be able to attract skilled managers
yeah.
because of how big the firm is.
Mhm.
You're able to attract skilled workers, skilled managers because of how big you are. That is managerial economies of scale. And that brings about better decision making,
Mhm.
which will lead to efficiency and productivity. Economies of scale is clear, right?
Yeah.
Great. We'll be right back here. So we have question two percent. The table shows cost of a small hairdressing business as it increases the number of haircuts. Number of haircuts, total fixed cost, total variable cost, and marginal cost. What is total fixed cost?
Fixed cost is total fixed cost is
Cost that does not change as the level of output changes. That's your total fixed cost.
okay.
The variable cost,
Variable cost is cost that changes when your level of output
output changes.
changes.
So when you look at the table here, for one haircut, it's still 50. For each haircut, for numbers of haircuts, the total fixed cost remains the same. That means it doesn't change, but the variable cost starts changing as the number of haircuts increases. Yes or no?
Mhm.
Great. So now we're told to find the marginal cost of hair from 2 to 3. But before we go into the marginal cost, we need to find the total cost. This is TFC and TVC. So we need to find TC before MC. So what is TC?
DC is it's T
TC is what?
it's this plus this.
Okay, that's TFC plus TVC. Great. That's TC, right?
Mhm.
So let's see our TC now. Let's find our TC. Let's just draw a table here to get our TC, okay? So our TC is 62, right?
Mhm. 68,
68, thank you.
76,
Thank you.
86,
86, thank you. That's our TC. And MC is what? MC is TC2 minus
68.
TC1, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So we're looking for 2, 3, right?
Mhm.
From 2 to 3. So TC, this is 68, right?
Mhm. And the other one 76.
So 76 minus 68 is our TC.
8.
Is it 8?
Yes.
So MC for the third, right? 2 to
Mhm.
3, right? 2 to 3 is
8.
76 minus
68.
68. And that's what?
8.
8. Are we sure?
Yes.
So we have 8. So the answer is B, right?
Mhm.
So for question 2, it's B. So what's marginal cost?
Marginal cost. The
Yeah.
formula.
No, I just want what's the meaning of
Like
marginal cost?
marginal cost is um it's the difference between
Don't tell me formula. I want marginal cost. Marginal cost is the cost of producing an extra unit of output. Margin. The cost of producing an extra unit of output. So clear.
Mhm.
Try to always broaden. Don't just restrict your knowledge into the answers alone, okay?
Mhm.
So that's question 2. Question 2 is B, right?
Yes.
Okay. So going to question 1, I did not answer it. Okay, question 1. Question 1 is D. Question 2,
Question 2 is
B.
B.
Thank you. Question 2, B. So going to question 3 up to now. For now, we continue without any videos. Okay. Let's do this. Pause. Question 3. Are you there? It said, which in 2022, a pharmaceutical company, GlaxoSmithKline, demerged from the consumer health business earlier. GSK's shareholders believe that the business will be able to work more successfully as separate companies. Which one of the following is most likely the reason why GSK decided to demerge from earlier? So what is demerger?
A demerger usually happens when a company wants to specialize and concentrate on what it does best.
So splitting from the old to separate, right? Okay. Okay. So to benefit from external economy of scales, is that the reason?
No, external economies happen because of industry growth,
So
not
external
because of
economies of scale becomes up because of a growth of the industry,
yeah,
not a firm.
because of a firm
Okay.
demerge.
To diversify the business.
A demerger does the opposite of diversification.
Thank you.
If JSK wanted to diversify,
It will rather merge or expand.
Italian. Okay.
Okay. It won't stand alone because standing alone reduces output.
Hmm.
To achieve these economies of scale.
These economies of scale occur when the firm becomes too large and inefficient, while demergers can reduce complexity as normally as the primary strategic reason.
Okay. So to focus on its core business, that is the reason for the merger, right?
Mhm.
So question 3 is D. Are you there?
Mhm.
Great. Question 3, D. We go to question 4. Yeah, the diagram shows the short-run cost and revenue for a farmer producing wheat in India. That's the cost and revenue. So which one of the following is most likely to occur in the long run? Now we're having the same question over and over again. Now tell me. So the diagram shows, does this diagram shows that the firm is making a supernormal profit in the long run, in the short run? I'm asking now, does this diagram shows that the firm is making a supernormal profit in the short run?
Mm, no,
Why saying no?
As the average cost is equal to the price
Average cost equals to price. Where?
at the point where AR is equal to MR, D is equal to AR equal to MR.
Hmm. Let me explain things to you here.
Okay.
This is the equilibrium price at PQ, right?
Mm-hmm.
The average cost is below the equilibrium price, yes or no?
Yeah.
The firm can still sell below, the firm can still sell even below the equilibrium price. Let's assume we can sell around here. The firm can still sell where I'm putting a line. There's a line. Come and see
Okay,
this.
okay. It's sorry. The diagram shows that P is greater than AC, right?
Yeah,
Then the farmers earn supernormal profit.
that's my question. So there's supernormal profit here. Supernormal profit, okay? So if there's supernormal profit, the graph shows that there's supernormal profit in the short run.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it means. Now,
This would attract new firms. Firms enter in the long run.
okay, so which one of the following is most likely to occur in the long run?
A,
So additional wheat farmers will enter the market. Why?
because supernormal profit attracts new firms, and firms enter in the long run.
So supernormal profit will attract new firms. And if it attracts new firms, so what happens afterwards?
Competition.
When new firms come into the market, what happens? Supply increases,
Okay.
price drops.
Yeah.
Then they will be making normal profit. That's what would happen afterwards. Do you get that or not,
Mm-hmm.
please? So supernormal profit will attract new firms because supernormal profit, yes, it attracts new firms. And as soon as new firm comes in, the supply curve in that industry will shift towards the right.
Mm-hmm.
And if the supply curve is shifting towards the right, what happens to price? Price drops. Price will drop, but not below the average cost, but little below the average cost.
Okay.
And that would bring about normal profit because the firm can still make normal profit here at any point below the selling price, the market price.
Okay.
Did you get it now?
Yeah.
Okay. So the answer for question four is A, right?
Mm-hmm.
Question four, A. Go to question five. Are you there?
Yeah.
A profit maximizing firm decided to change its objective to revenue maximization. Which one of the following combination is the most likely impact of this decision?
Profit maximization occurs at MR is equal to MC.
Where a firm would produce at output MR equals to MC.
That's profit. And revenue maximization is where a firm would produce at MR is equal to 0.
Okay,
When a firm switches from profit maximization to revenue maximization, it will increase output, lower the price, reduce profit.
great.
So supernormal profit would decrease and price decreases. So the answer is C. Price
Supernormal profit will
decrease.
decrease, prices will decrease.
Mm-hmm.
Why will price decrease now?
Because there is an increase in the uh
To increase revenue,
yeah, to increase revenue to attract more
more
customers.
customers, and to attract more customers, you have to reduce the price.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So question five is what?
C.
C, okay, thank you. Question five, C. We go to question six. A 2022 study found that the geographical mobility of labor in the USA has been decreasing for the last 30 years. Which one of the following is most likely to cause a decrease in geographical mobility of labor? Before we write back, then you have to tell me about geographical mobility and occupational mobility after now.
Mm-hmm.
Back to question six. Question six. Now, which one following is most likely to cause a decrease in geographical mobility? So what's geographical mobility of labor?
Geographical mobility is the ability of workers to move from one region to the other.
The ability of,
Workers to move from one region to the other for obviously work.
so that's geographical mobility.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when houses become more expensive, workers find it hard to move to new regions because of the following reasons. They cannot afford rent in the new area.
Okay.
Moving becomes more financially risky,
Okay.
or they may be locked in to their current location.
Okay. So the question, let me quickly revisit the question. You said a 2022 study found that geographical mobility of labor in the US has been decreasing for the last 30 years. Which one of the following is most likely to cause a decrease in geographical mobility of labor? So,
An increase in the skills of the workforce. That's option A. It says,
okay. So increase in the skills of the workforce, what does that bring? Does it bring geographical mobility?
yeah, increases mobility, not decreases, because,
Mm-mm.
all right, let me explain.
Okay, yes.
Higher
Okay.
skills make workers more employable in different regions.
That is occupational
Mobility.
mobility.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that the answer?
No.
Okay. So A is occupation will bring about occupational mobility because when you have more skills, it means you become flexible. You are opened to any job function or job role, and that makes you employable for workers. Though, when you look at occupational mobility of labor, it might also encourage you to go to be geographical mobile because oh, there's job in Canada, and are you sure you can get that? Are you sure you can fit into any jobs in Canada? And that might also, okay, well, but strictly when it comes to skills, we are linking it to occupational mobility. So it is not A because we're talking about decrease in geographical mobility, right?
Yes.
Okay. Why is it not B?
An increase in relocation grants. Government relocation grants reduce the financial cost of moving.
So that encourages,
Geographical mobility.
so it incentivizes geographical mobility, okay? And C,
Which
why
is
is
my
it C?
answer. When housing becomes more expensive, workers find it harder to move to new regions.
Because if they
Because
do move, what happens with them?
it's financially risky.
Mm.
Sometimes they cannot afford rent or mortgages in that area. Sometimes they are, how do you say, they're locked in their current location.
So it is financially risky when you have to pay more. Okay. So that's why it is C. So if the cost of house increases in certain region, that might discourage people to moving into that region, irrespective of whatever jobs are available there, right? So it's C. Okay, done. And why is it not D?
More affordable housing makes it easier for workers to move to new areas.
So affordable houses can incentivize geographical mobility of labor. Thank you. So we have geographical mobility of labor, which is the ability of individuals to move from one region to another to seek for employment, right? And now, what is occupational mobility of labor?
It's the ability of workers to integrate in any kind of work.
So just give me two factors that could bring about occupational mobility of labor.
Um, Factors probably like education level.
Yeah, level of education and training, okay?
What else?
Wages. Wages are always
Wage
going to be a
level, yeah,
factor.
okay.
Wages are always going to be,
Factor.
yeah, because individuals, as an economic agent, we are offering our service in return for what?
Money.
Money. Wages, not money.
Money.
Wages. When you say money, money, nah. Money is anything that can be used as a medium of exchange. But let's talk about wages because wages, yeah, when you hear wages, it's a variable that is linked to employees. Clear?
Yeah.
So that's about occupational mobility and geographical mobility. So we're going to go to section B, right? Okay, I'll be right back. Section B is about, okay. We have question 7. They said, with reference to figure 1, calculate the change in Uniqlo's total cost between 2021 and 2022 by showing your working. So 2021 total cost is 2132 minus 1073. That was 1059 billion yen. 2022 is this. So the difference between 2022 and 2021 multiplied by 100 gives you 3.4. Let's see. So we have 2132 minus 1073 gives 1059. That's 2021 cost. Then 2022, we have 2301 minus 1206, which equals to 1095. So percentage change equals 1095 minus 1059 times 100, which is 3.4%. Okay. Question B, are you there? I said, with reference to the first paragraph of extract A, explain what is meant by the term organic growth. Why is it organic growth? Organic growth refers to the expansion of a company's operation internally. That means you are using your own resources to grow. For example, Uniqlo started to sell in other countries such as USA, China, and the UK. The company opened stores in large cities within each country. So it is organic growth because you are expanding using your own resources. Okay. That's question B. Question C. In reference to the second paragraph, extract A, analyze two reasons why Uniqlo has been very successful in establishing itself in international market. What's the international market?
It's the worldwide market.
Hmm. So Uniqlo has been successful for the following reasons. Price competition. Consumers are more able to afford to purchase Uniqlo's products using technologies such as ultra lightweight and heat generating fabrics. Price competition. So when you talk about price competition here, okay, so Uniqlo's products are affordable. Is that what you mean? Uniqlo's products are affordable, right?
Yes.
And that allows it to be internationally competitive. Okay, increase brand awareness using celebrity endorsements, which increases demand for clothes. When well-known designers such as Alessandra one promotes the products. Is that all? For 6 marks. 1, 2. You made only 2 points here, man. They say you should analyze 2 points. So what else can't you say? Let's say. Maybe to the second paragraph. I'm going back to the second paragraph. I want to check something there. Extract A. Extract A. Has been very successful in establishing itself in international markets. The business competes with other brands such as Zara and H&M by offering lower prices. Uniqlo has also used non-pricing competition to offer innovative products that meet consumer needs, such as ultra lightweight. Okay, has invested heavily in advertising. It was the first business in this market to use fast-moving digital images in its stores. Okay, great. Question D. Question. Where's my name? With reference to extract B, examine the likely impact of a reduction in Uniqlo's cost of production on its total profits. Illustrate your answer with an appropriate diagram. A reduction in the cost of production from AC1 to AC2 will increase demand, okay? The average cost will fall from AC1 to AC2. Marginal cost MC1 to MC2. Price drops from P1 to P2. Output increases from Q1 to Q2. Marginal revenue. Average revenue will be greater. Okay. Average revenue equals to demand here. Okay. So decrease in variable cost causes downward shift in MC and AC up to MC1 and MC2. Okay. Uniqlo's hope to negotiate for afford favorable deals with suppliers of clothing and dyes. Uniqlo's invest in technology and automation to reduce spending on wages and dependence of labor. So that's automation, that's replacing workers with machines.
Mhm.
Okay. So Uniqlo is capital intensive, right?
Yeah.
Capital intensive. However, global raw material costs are rising and it takes time to implement new tech. Hmm. Okay. We go to question E. No mark reduced for now. Okay. See. Question E. We're trying to extract C. Figure 2 on your own knowledge. Discuss the likely barriers to entry for a business wishing to enter a global fashion retail market. Barriers to entry are any obstacle that makes it difficult for new firms to enter in the fashion retail market. Barriers to entry make it harder for new businesses to enter the market, hence keeping a weak competition, leading existing firms to keep high prices. Zara and H&M and Uniqlo all offer low prices, making it harder for new firms to enter and compete.
The
Does it
concept of
look
scale.
like oligopolies?
Yeah,
Are they oligopolies?
a bit. In the
Really?
fast fashion industry, though.
Are they the three leading?
Yeah, in fast fashion, yes.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, there's other brands, but the only reason there's other brands are still there because they're old and they have brand loyalty, I guess.
Okay. But averagely, these are the top ones, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay. Businesses such as Zara and Uniqlo have a huge market value. They are able to access funds for large amounts of investment, okay? Their strong brand loyalty as companies such as H&M and Zara are well-established brands. Wait, barriers to entry for a business wishing to enter. To compete with these firms, okay? There's strong brand loyalty as companies such as H&M were established brands. So, however, the fashion industry in countries like China has large numbers of firms in it. Reducing brand loyalty, Uniqlo only has a 1.4% market share. There are plenty of niche market opportunities that can be targeted by new businesses, which doesn't intersect with Uniqlo and Zara's line. New businesses might find it difficult to break through, maybe because of customer loyalty, okay? Lower prices, lower prices that might be difficult for a new firm to adapt to because a new firm it doesn't have that opportunity to be so large as these three firms, okay? But the smaller firms can target a niche, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So, mm, I think that's in countries like China, right? There are plenty of niche market. Okay. There's other point you could make here. Some small businesses might have the backings of government. They might be qualified for grants, which might allow them to come into the market and compete with Zara and the West. So you're supposed to give 7 points, right? They give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
This is a point, then
Two,
this is a
three,
point. And
two,
then what about this one?
3.
Not this one's, because these are
Okay, let me
points.
see. Zara, H&M, and Uniqlo all offer low prices, making it harder for new firms to enter and compete. Low prices. Barriers to entry make it harder for, same firms to keep high prices. High prices, low prices. They are contradicting, yeah. It's all about price and price. To access funds for large amounts of investments. Yeah, he said they are able to access funds from large amounts of investments or investors.
Mhm.
Investors or investments.
Investments.
Large amounts, able to access funds for large amounts, access funds for large amounts of investment. Yeah, as companies such as these are well-established brands. Mhm. And find a reason not to give you the full mark, though. Let me make sense out of this again. It's either for new businesses to enter the market and skipping weak competition, barriers to entry. Here, barriers to entry, okay? You've talked about now, existing firms to keep higher prices. Barriers to entry make it harder for new businesses to enter the market.
Right.
Yeah, you said barriers to entry. We know it's barrier to entry. It's barriers to entry is just hindrance to
Mm.
penetrate into the market, which you have said here. So why are you repeating it here? And here you said business to enter the market and skipping a weak competition, leading to existing firms to keep high prices.
Mhm.
It is not about here. There's such as Zara and this one's fine. Keeping a weak competition. Okay, I move on. Oh, let's start. Question. You choose question 8.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. In 2023, the US Department of Justice began an investigation into claims that Google had used its market power to limit competition and to increase the amount charged to advertisers. Evaluate.
Hello, mister.
Hi, sir. Good morning, sir.
How are you?
I'm good. How about you, sir?
Very good. How's he doing?
Great, up to now.
Yeah.
So, the US Department of Justice, okay, evaluate policies that the government could adopt to control monopolies. A monopoly is a sole supplier in the market with high barriers to entry. Monopoly power enables a business to set prices, limit output, and restrict competition. Price maker, okay. Policies. Price. Order. Okay, so. Quality standards can be used to control monopoly by establishing specific criteria for high quality services. But do you think monopolists would want to reduce quality? Yeah, they might reduce quality because customers have no knowledge about what they do, right?
And they have no option.
Okay, so quality standards reduces the power of monopolies, okay? Legislation to control mergers and takeovers. Laws can restrict any integration that can result in an increase in monopoly power, okay? Tax on firms encourages firms to invest more to reduce supernormal profit, increasing dynamic efficiency. So dynamic efficiency, that's technology, okay? Regulatory capture may occur if the regulations is influenced by the monopoly. It is meant to regulate. Regulatory capture. Regulations is influenced by the monopoly. It is meant to regulate. Hmm. Limited regulatory power may make it impossible to control the business. The regulators may not be able to pass on a fine high enough to deter the monopolies. Price controls may cause the monopoly to cut costs, which may lead to lower quality for consumers, hence affecting the market negatively. The price control, regulations, taxation, monitoring takeovers, quality standards. There's social costs. Setting maximum price, okay? Setting maximum price can also be used. All right. 1, 2, 3, okay. So you can set maximum price, quality standard, legislation to control takeovers, emerging taxes, regulation capture. All fun though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. That's well done.
How much?
Yeah, you got the phone number. I think I have the opportunity to take off some here. Question 9. The question is said in 2023, the highest paid lawyers in Switzerland earned on average 3 times more than the lowest paid lawyers. Wage differential here. In occupation of choice. Okay, evaluate possible reasons for wage differentials in an occupation of your choice. Illustrate your answers with an appropriate diagram. Wage differentiation. No diagram. Great. I'll be right back, please. So we said wage differentials in occupations such as lawyers in Switzerland can occur for several reasons. First, what is wage differential? Why do you call it wage differentials?
It's the difference between wage differentials is the difference between wages.
Difference between wages.
Yeah.
Difference between wages. That's wage differential. Difference between wages. Difference between wages. Oh, difference between wages, wage differential. No.
It's the variation in pay
Okay.
between individuals
In the
or,
same
or
industry or in the
groups
same.
in the same industries or locations or line of work or
Aha.
job roles or
It's
skills.
just said wage differential is the difference in wages. We know it's difference in wages. But where? Are you comparing a doctor and a lawyer? Are they in the same occupation?
No,
So what is occupation?
Job roles. It's like occupation is job. Is your job.
So when they ask you in the exam, what is occupation? You say occupation is job. Occupation is any productive activity which a person engage permanently to save its productivity time. Any productive activity which a person engage permanently to save its productivity time. That's what occupation is about. Now, we said one key reason is difference in skills, experience, and qualification. One key reason. Skills, experience, and qualification is one. All of them are one. Mm. Senior lawyers or partners with many years of experience and strong reputation can charge higher fees.
That's so. Oh,
Can charge higher fees than newly qualified lawyers. Okay. Another reason is specialization. Lawyers working in areas such as corporate or international law are in higher demand and usually deal with wealthier clients. So their wages are higher than lawyers that are in family or criminal law. So their area of specialty. Location also affects wages. Lawyers in larger cities like Zurich or Geneva tend to earn more because major firms and multinationals are located there. So we're talking about corporate lawyers here.
mhm.
Finally, differences in performance and productivity can explain wage gaps. Lawyers who attract important clients or handle complex cases successfully increase their firm's revenue and receive higher pay. So, all what you have said here, wage differential in occupations such as lawyers in Switzerland can occur for several reasons. Okay. Overall, wage differential exists because not all lawyers have the same level of ability, experience, and opportunities, and the market rewards those that provide the most val
Those that provide the most valuable services.
that provide the most valuable service. This is all about wage differential. We did not define wage differential one. And let me go back to the question. So, okay. And no diagram. Where's the diagram for wage differential? So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, man. No diagram, no definition for wage differential. And what are those things that those that tend to get less could do? It's an evaluation, right? So what can reduce wage differential? What are those things that can reduce wage differential? Tell me.
Minimum wages.
Setting minimum wage.
Or no, setting maximum wage.
Why maximum wage?
Because this limits the wage that lawyers can earn.
Setting maximum wage, yes, okay. Setting maximum wage. That means there's limits to what they can earn. Okay. 1, 2. What are those things that could reduce wage differential? That's what I'm saying. You said one now. Setting maximum wage. Okay. What else?
Taxation.
What kind of taxation?
Income.
No.
corporate tax.
No.
I don't know.
You said taxation now.
Yeah,
What
you tax the highest
progressive tax,
yeah, the more you earn, the more you get taxed.
progressive taxation. With progressive taxation, that might discourage people from setting, charging higher pay or charging higher fees. So progressive taxation, that's the second one. What else? What about education and training?
Mhm.
In this, the demand for this occupation is increasing because the supply is less.
Mhm.
Don't you know? Maybe with more training and incentives to take up these kind of jobs might increase the supply, and that might as well reduce the charges because when more lawyers are available, it's still because they are few,
Mhm.
and that might make them to charge higher. What about that? And what else again? These are things you are supposed to talk about. You're only just one-sided here. It's all one-sided. Do you get it or not?
Mhm.
Okay. So can you write about that for me now? About ways in which differential can reduce.
Okay.